What if a city's most authentic cultural treasure isn't a building or a temple, but a ride? For over a century, the Hong Kong Tramway, the Ding Ding, has been more than just transport. It's a living, moving piece of history. But in a city that's constantly racing towards the future, how does something from 1904 not just survive, but stay genuinely relevant? That's the puzzle we are exploring. How does the tramway hold onto its soul amidst the intense pressures of a modern city?
To understand the tramway's fight for authenticity, we first have to understand what it truly is. It's not just a vehicle, it's a story in motion. Its first layer is history. These tracks are like a timeline you can ride, connecting the Hong Kong of then to the Hong Kong of now. Its second layer is art. That unmistakable silhouette was born from necessity, shaped to fit our narrow streets. But its deepest layer is human. The slow rhythmic pace and the ringing bell create a shared experience, a collective memory that stands in the quiet defiance of the city's frantic speed.
But this is where the story gets complicated. The term authentic means something different to everyone who steps on board. For the local commuter, authenticity is basically unpretentious and daily utility. For the tourist, it's in its podcast perfect nostalgia. So, when the company introduced new trams with air conditioning or wraps them in cartoon characters to stay profitable, a conflict emerged. Is this a necessary evolution or just a betrayal of its soul? The truth we found isn't just black and white. It's the difficult and daily balance between preserving its historical character and ensuring it remains a living, breathing and viable part of the city it helped build. Its survival depends on this very negotiation.
Economic strategies and urban development forces the tram to adapt or perish. Question is, how much do these changes threaten the authenticity of trams? Maintaining a fleet of over 160 trams is no cheap task. Costs include trap upgrades, depot improvements, and skilled technician wages in the labor shop market. To survive, it sells its skin. As for handbags, pop-up tours, branded joyrides. Tracks vanish overnight for cycling lanes. Bus stops, another tower's foundation. Is the tram still authentic when it no longer travels along the same route it used to? Trams compete with faster options like the MTR and buses, which offer greater convenience and coverage. With the recent expansion of MTR into Kidney Town, tram passengers dropped even further, 15% below pre-COVID levels. This is not a plea to freeze the Ding Ding in amber. It is a dare to let it evolve without losing its voice. Keep the ads if they found the wheels. Reroute the tracks if they still thread the old streets. Accept fewer riders if the ones who stay still see the city no skyscraper can show. The tram's authenticity was never the paint, the bell, the timetable. It was the stubborn slowness that forces Hong Kong to look at itself.
What does Hong Kong really think about its trams? We asked locals and tourists, and one thing was clear: people love the traditional look. Many called it the signature of Hong Kong and said the Ding Ding sound brings back memories. They strongly feel that the classic appearance should be preserved.
But we also heard some interesting idea for change. Some say that trams with cartoon designs are eye-catching. Others liked the newer trams because they fit in better with the modern look of the city center.
So, what is the solution? The answer isn't just to replace all the trams, but to have a mix. First, we keep most trams in their traditional design for the people who love them. Second, we can use special wrapped trams with art or themes. This keeps the traditional shape but adds a modern, eye-catching look, also earning money through advertisements.
Our research concludes that Its authenticity was never in its resistance to change, but in its resilience through it. The true, untouchable heritage isn't the green paint or the wooden seats. It's the unique, slow, communal perspective it offers on the city.
The challenge isn't to save the tram from Hong Kong. It is to save the parts of Hong Kong that only the tram can show us. To do that, we must be brave enough to let it speak in a new century's voice, without ever letting it stop telling its ancient, enduring story.